All right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We are just getting warmed up here to get started with our 5-day challenge, the final day. If you can hear me, see me, if you're tuned in, go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from. City, state, country, all of the above works great. Let me know that you're tuning in here. Well, I am setting up a few of the settings on my end. Right. We have an exciting day ahead of us with resources, recap, and everything to finally kick off the next part of the challenge. Let's see what we got. All righty. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Got folks here tuning in. If you are tuning in on YouTube, I will be also looking at the comments there. So please feel free to share your feedback, engage. Let me know any takeaways. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, when engaging, if you can please include the Q in front of your question, that'll help my colleague Jordan grab those questions, get you the answers you need, as well as if you have any suggestions or comments, share them as well. We have a jam-packed day ahead of us with our topic of retention and ascension. And what the hopes are for today is that by the time we get done here, you have the next level confidence, understanding, and everything you need to go into the marketplace Monday and really focus on building your pipeline, building new relationships, and getting your first sale. And from there on, growing, and growing, right? I think, with this whole AI momentum that's happening and, business owners and even us, agency owners, marketers, freelancers, we're learning more and more how to really leverage this, but really we're understanding the benefit, right? Like, here's the how, but what's the why? Why would a marketer want to incorporate this? Why would a business owner want to really go all in on the understanding? And as we learn more, whether it's through this challenge, through education, through YouTube, through associations, through network, it becomes clear of why AI is picking up the speed to get businesses to where they need to be, right? What I've noticed is that, marketers, business owners, freelancers, just people in the digital citizen space, they don't stop, right? Whether they're out and about with the family, they have their earbuds on as they're driving, they're listening to content, whether it's podcasts, trainings, challenges, so on and so forth. And it's because of the calling. I feel like to be in the position that you are in here with me now, and me to be here to serve you and help you, it's a calling. It's a calling of really embracing change, being excited of the potential, but most importantly, seeing other people win. And that's been the real core of why we do this 5-day challenge. We want to see people win. Because if people are winning and they're winning with high level as an operating system, and they're winning by helping other businesses get where they want to get, at the end of the day, the digital citizen industry, ourselves, our software, we all win. And winning really looks like this: making sure we're getting more time back in our day, making sure that we're affecting positively the bottom line, making sure our employees are able to do tasks and do their job without tedious, mind-boggling processes. And really the power of AI from a conversation standpoint, engaging with customers, engaging internally, making frequently asked questions available by a snap of a finger is so much more powerful when you start to experience it and use it than you hear about it or read about it. And that's my goal today. My goal today is to really sum up this entire challenge, give you the confidence and the oomph to bring it to market so that way you're helping people and you're also helping your business optimize. So if you're ready to get this party started, go ahead and throw in the chat. Let's get this started. And if you have questions along the way, please feel free to interrupt me. It's only right that today we get your concerns, your questions, your feedback covered, because after today, it's going to be your responsibility to do one of three things. One is to make sure that you're jumping in to our speakwith.us/success support group. These superhumans behind the scene are equipped with the knowledge, resources, and actions to help you get out of the funk that you may be in within your high-level experience. They're there to serve you, and they love what they do. Second is make sure that you're engaging, whether it's complimenting, assisting, or asking questions in the Facebook group. It's so important that you feel that there's a community there around you of like-minded professionals and people that are in the space that you're trying to evolve in, because if not, it feels lonely. And feeling lonely really puts you back in time and excitement. We want to be moving forward fast, and we want to be moving forward with a smile and great energy. And last is take action. You got to take action. And what does that sound and look like? You got to log into high level. You got to study and be familiar with how the conversation AI works. You got to go out and about and meet potential clients, business owners, speak to past clients, speak to existing clients and educate them, evolve. You have to be creative in how you position your business and the conversation AI superpower that you're going to be able to offer others, whether it's in a beta or a discount or at a premium price. It's all up to you. Because at the end of the day, the first paying customer that you get from doing the conversation AI challenge is all yours. It's all yours. And the second is all yours. And the fifth is all yours. All of what you establish, whether it's relationships, sales, or upgrades, is all yours. And that's why this white label approach that we have here at High Level is so unique in the marketplace, and it's shaking the marketplace tree, and all the apples are falling because everyone's wondering, how does High Level offer this? How could they give digital citizens the opportunity without contracts and long processes and complexity to just go out in the marketplace, offer a robust solution with AI and not charge a premium or make it hard? We're breaking all the rules. We've broken all the rules in the sense of availability. We want to take High Level into the marketplace and give it to those that are experienced or new so they can help themselves, their friends, family, or the businesses around them. So without further ado, it looks like the crowd is saying, let's get this going. We're ready to take off, right? And it's only right to take off with a countdown. So we're about to rocket this launch ship in 3, 2, 1. Right? It's only right that we do it right with a little bit of a countdown. And I want to just kind of really kick this off with a short recap of what we've been doing. And if you haven't been joining us, if this is your first day with us, you better throw it in the chat. My first day, where do I begin? We want you to let us know it's your first day with us, because maybe you found out about us through a friend, through a feed, through a For You page. We'll get you in the right direction. But here's what you missed. Or if you've been with me, but you've been in and out because you're running a business, you're balancing priorities, I completely understand. I'm going to give you all the replays from this version this week for you to go back and watch either at 1.5 or 2.5. Any more than 2.5 speed, I'm going to sound like a chipmunk. So keep it about 1.52 if you can, right? But what we went over this week was understanding the offer. The AI chat assistant, the AI executive assistant, is a robust assistant that the button that you typically see for big corporations on the bottom right that offers engagement, questions, answers, and chat is now available to small to medium-sized businesses in your area. And with this AI chat offer, you're going to easily install it on their existing website, or you're going to offer them a new website that you'll install it on. All up to you, whether you're an existing marketer or you are using upgrading abilities from your existing clients to add new services. And what we went over in this day one was a few important components. One, you need high-level operating system as a trial or an existing a customer status to get in and activate this in the sub account of your customer, right? And in this understanding the offer section, we also gave you the snapshot and the tools so you can have your version of the AI assistant to showcase as a demo. And what's important here is you have two options when handling the operating cost. You have the 2 cents per message that you can push on to your client, and then you can put your offer at $197 a month, $297 a month, or beyond. There's no cap or limit on what you could charge. I also included in this day one that many customers will end up paying a setup fee. So it's the setup fee and the first month due up front. They're sending out an invoice and they're setting it up to be a monthly recurring revenue. What does that mean for those that are new? It's going to be charging on the anniversary day they start up. So today you pay your setup fee, you pay your first month, and today is the 28th. So you're going to be paying on the 28th, 197, 297, or whatever the price is on the 28th of each month. And that monthly recurring revenue is what's going to fuel your software as a service business model. And we get more into that as we evolve in the days. So if you have any questions about day one, I want you to check out in our Facebook group the day one recording from this week, because that's the one that's the most updated for you. In day two, we went over setup. And wow, I got a lot of feedback from setup. It was easy for some, but hard for others. And right in the middle was just, I didn't have all the time to do it in one day. Thank you for the feedback. But unfortunately, that's just the process, right? Anything worth having takes time. And in this case, to properly set up your high-level operating system to serve your customers takes a little bit of a ramp-up time in the sense of connecting your domain, activating your text messaging, connecting your email, making sure your business information is all aligned, and so on and so forth. But here's the great news. The feedback I also got that now everything's set up, I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's set it and forget it, and now everything is working the way I need it to work. So kudos to you all that were able to get your website up, to get your chat widget up, to get your domain set up, to activate your white label login. All of this matters with customer experience. I want you to remember the word customer experience. It's important because what your customers see and go through sticks in the back of their mind at all times. And it's important for you to understand that that experience is what buys you more trust as well as more opportunity to grow with them. So if you have any questions about setup day, definitely throw them down in the chat. If you need additional assistance, you know how to contact our superhumans in our support and success department. They're standing by now to assist you. And we're able to do so whether it's through chat or Zoom. So you're flexible in the choices. Day three. Day three was a day three. And I say that in all good vibes. Day three was great because those that love sales and marketing and positioning and strategy, this was their day. We learned a lot from all of our audience on maybe some best practices, some strategies, just overall, in addition to what I was sharing, there was a great collaboration. But for those that weren't really into sales, or maybe they have like another job and they're doing this on the side, or they're really not the sales or outreach kind of person, this day was a little hard, right? But here's the great news. By the time we left the day, everybody knew a few things that were very important. One, they knew the why. They knew the why. Why is this important? Why is it key that we embrace sales and prospecting? They knew the how. Here's how I can start. Not how I can finish. Here's how I can start. And starting begins with a plan. So we gave a plan on how you can start on your own at your pace. And then when? When do we do these certain things? When do we have certain conversations? When do we ask for the commitment or present the next steps of signing up? And by the time everybody left day three, whether they watched it live or watched it on the replay, they knew exactly what they need to be aware of, and now they can exactly customize and navigate through this experience of sales, networking, relationship building with their own tonality, their own linguistics, their own best practices, their own style in their own country, city, state, and vibe. All of that is important because I'm from the Northeast and I'm not for everybody. right? And you may be from the Midwest or another country, and you may not be for everybody either. But here's the great part. With this 5-day challenge, we want you to work on people in your area if you have the ability to, people that you know personally, right? Build upon helping them. And then as you start to get the experience, you could start to share you as a unique person outside, whether it's digitally or outside of your state or country. But remember that you are going to get rejection. You are going to get told no. And the more no's you get is more practice, more energy, and more fuel to get to the yes that you need. And that's in all sales. That's in lemonade stand sales. That's in car wash sales. That's in selling cookies and anything else sales. No is a byproduct of sales, and that's why it's not for everybody. But we made it easy for you to make part of it and balance out what's going to be great for you. So if you enjoyed the sales and prospecting, let me know in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. We did get tons of feedback, and thank you for that. Day 4 was fulfillment. And whew, that was another day. I don't know if it was as we were getting towards the end of the week that it was just getting a little bit more tougher, but the pressure was on because when you have an audience that knows what they know, that's seen what they've seen, there's no going back. And when the momentum of the train is going full speed, there's no slowing down. So I had to bring the same energy and the same experience from day 1 to day 4, and fulfillment was one of those ways that it's just sometimes a little hard to understand, right? Like, so do I do this, or when do I do that, or what if this happens? We went all in detail, and we started with the mechanics. We started with the KPIs. We started with the system itself. See, when you understand the high-level system as a whole, whether it's at level 1, level 5, or level 500, you start to feel more confident, and you get to adjust the speed, the tone, and the approach you take. So here's a nugget for you to take with you to the very end. Be comfortable and confident navigating high level as an operating system, and then you can add on context as you go. Because here's the kicker. Context for one customer will be totally different from another to another, because every customer has their own use case, their own style and strategy, and their own need. But what doesn't change is the high-level operating system on how we track and measure success, how we complete and get an account fully set up, and how we go live for our customers. So if you know that setup process, you're great to go. And today, who's ready for today? I'm ready for today, and here's why. Because retention and ascension is the icing on the cake. It's the cherry on the top. It's the shining star at the end of the day. And it's important because as we build relationships throughout the entire journey, and then we build this closeness with our customer because they're starting to open up. They're starting to share how they feel. They're starting to really lean in on your recommendations. This retention part is like a tight, firm handshake. If you've ever shaken somebody's hand and it's a nice, firm, tight handshake, you feel the energy. And if you've done everything the way you're supposed to do, or you're learning how to do it the best you can do, you should always get a nice, tight, firm handshake digitally or in person, because that's the handshake that holds on for the journey, right? The handshake, the hold grip keeps you to understand that this customer is with you. They are trusting you. They are believing in what you're saying and that you know what you're doing. So we want to make sure that grip is tight, because that grip is along the trenches, along the I don't knows, or I didn't know, or I'm doubting, right? Roadmap of this. And then that same grip is what they're going to hold on tight when you go up to the top and you ascend, when you start to upgrade, when you start to drive new initiatives and strategies and offers and ideas. They're going to have to hold on tight, because if not, they're going to fall off. And nobody wants to fall off something that is great. So if you understand what I'm doing and how I'm saying and how I'm sharing it with you, you probably understand that I'm doing this to share my energy to you. So that way you are this or close to this or even more than this enthusiastic at the right time, at the right place, with your customers so they see the big picture of who, what, where, how, and why they've committed to do business with you and your company. And your company could be 30 days old or it could be 30 years old. It's still a people-to-people business, and they need to understand who you are and how you're going to make a difference in their business. So I want to take a quick moment here to make sure that for those folks that are just joining in, whether you just received this link because it was shared to you, you found it on a For You page, or you just had a chance to jump in the live for today, you need to get started immediately while this offer goes away for a 30-day trial. If you have not yet signed up for your 30-day trial, go ahead and sign up today before this offer goes away and put in your information. And what this is going to do, it's going to give you full access to the high-level operating system, right? The full access to the high-level operating system. And it's going to give you the resources and assistance to get it started. And then our next challenge is not next week, but the following week. You'll have your 30-day trial up and running, and then you're going to join the challenge from the start with me. And we're going to take this from A all the way to Z, right? We're going to go from slow to speeding fast. But you need the trial, you need to get in the door first. And to my existing community customers, those that have been here, they've either been with High Level from the very start or they started not too long ago. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining. Whether you're in the challenge or you're just tuning in, it's customers like you that inspire other customers to take the leap and give it a shot. So we appreciate you for that. And as always, we repeat this over and over and over because we know that repetition is the key ingredient to retention of information and building positive habits. Our gateway to expansion strategy has everything to do with getting in the door, earning the trust with your gateway offer. The AI executive assistant, the AI chat assistant is your gateway offer. And it starts with that one-time setup fee or that first month and one-time setup fee, getting them started up and running and them seeing the result. They understand the big picture and they say, hey, I want to keep this for another month. This is exactly what I've been looking for. I'm not tech savvy, but I'm learning. Oh, and by the way, what else do you have? Because I know I need more for my business, right? And that pathway could be fast or a little slower. But at the end of the day, your customers, if they trust you, they're going to want more. So this core offer with our primary pillars are different features within High Level that you can turn on, set up so they can get additional awareness and attraction in their business based on those features. And as we evolve and we're spending the time, they're seeing the results, there will be a time where they say, what else do you have? What else do you got? And that's where the expansion offerings come in. Now, the expansion offerings can be professional services. So what are some examples of professional services? Let's say as part of your business model, you offer truck wrapping, you offer printing and art design, you offer consulting services. You can add part of that expansion, those one-time services. No problem. But here's what we recommend at High Level. We recommend to treat your offerings as a utility service provider. So think about this. Your light bill might go up. Your electricity bill, your air conditioning, your gas, your water, it all might go up. But do you ever shut it off? Do you ever call up and say, hey, this light bill is going too high, shut it down? Hey, this gas bill is too much, shut it off. Hey, this water bill, not in my budget anymore. Take it down, shut it down. No, well, I hope not. I hope you don't. But I don't know anyone in my circle that has. All I usually hear is maybe a complaint, some frustration, right? Well, here's the news for you. If you treat your service offerings with that utility mindset, maybe they don't want to shut it off right away, but maybe they say, hey, could we do something better that's more cost effective? Or how can I be more cost effective, right? Or maybe they say, hey, I want to add more, but can we do better with maybe what we pick as a package, right? But it's still the monthly recurring revenue. Think about this. Just think about this. Every month, maybe you start out with $197 a month from one client being billed. $197 on the 28th of each month. And then 5 more clients come in, right? $197 for 5 more clients come in on the 28th of each month. Then those 5 clients each refer a client. So now you got 10 clients at $197 per month. And then you go to a street fair event, you get a table, you sign up 3 businesses from the street fair. Now you're up to 13 clients, all paying $197 on different days of the month, right? Let's just say one sign up on the 5th, the 15th, the 28th, whatever it is. And then you've expanded to 20 clients. You don't believe it. You're like, well, how did this happen? Right? How did this happen? So let's do the math, right? You got 20 clients, right, that you signed up. And let's just say there's a setup fee that you charged, right? You charged a $197 setup fee. So 20 times 197 is $3,940. And when they paid that setup fee, they ended up paying their first month as well, right? They paid their first month as well. Now that's the day, right? All in one, $7,880 cumulative for 20 customers in 1 month. This is all under 1 month, right? Now, keep in mind here, you collected a one-time setup fee. You collected the first month. That's great. That brings fuel to your business model, right? But now monthly, you're collecting monthly $3,940 per month throughout the entire month. Over the course of 6 months, you've collected $23,640. That's in a 6-month period. So I want to show you and share with you that this adds up very quickly, but it could also go away very quickly. As fast as it came is as fast as it can go. And that's where retention and ascension plays a big part, right? Servicing your clients. And if for whatever reason customers say you're not for me, or we don't get along anymore, or this is not what I'm looking for, or I sold my business, if you start to lose some of those parts of the business, your downsell offer will still keep you stable, right? Now, I don't want to get too much into the business and the financing part of all of this, but I just did some simple math and some simple examples to paint a big picture of what you should consider when planning. What you should consider when planning. So we went over the AI chat offer. That's clear, right? If you're first time here, go to my website, aichatbot.gohighlevel.com. Go to that site when you get a chance, and you could go ahead and experience my AI chatbot offer. And once you set up yours, you'll be able to have yours set up just like that. Now, I've been getting some messages in the Facebook group. Y'all are definitely a creative group. I've had people, they changed the colors, they've added new buttons, they've added some images, they've personalized it with their face. It is actually really cool. And I thank you for taking that creativity and bringing it to life within the 5 days, because it's going to end up building upon your momentum into the next 5 days, right? And as we go, I want to now dive a little bit more deeper into the actual key performance indicators. So important, because here's what happens, folks. And this isn't unique to my experience. This isn't unique to any type of business or marketer. This is just kind of like how it goes, right, as consumers. And how that works is customers are always excited in the beginning. Customers are always excited in the beginning, and so are you. The energy you bring in the beginning is totally different than the energy you bring every day thereafter. And it could be for many reasons. So it's important that your North Star is the KPIs, right? That consistently you're talking about these KPIs. Now, when we launched the Conversation AI Challenge, we launched it in mind that we want to make something that is, one, easy to maintain, easy to get started, but also easy to show value. So here's how you show value. When this AI chat assistant is installed on your client's website, the contacts that come in from the AI chat assistant will be clearly available. And you could go a little bit more in depth by adding tags in your automation tree. Now, I can't go in depth on how to do that now, but you could definitely add the tag function when a contact comes in through the live chat. But I want you to know that if a new contact comes in through the live chat, that's a win for you. And now, since it's a win for you, you have to do a great job with telling the story on why it's a win for them. So let's pretend you're my customer. You got 15 new contacts that came in through the chat widget I sold you. I'm sending a message or I'm making a phone call, and I'll pick a name here. I'll pick a name. Hey, Gail. Hey, Gail, how are you? It's John. How are you? Great. Gail, I'm so sorry to, didn't mean to call you unannounced. Got a quick minute? Great. Happy Friday, Gail. So I wanted to share some great news. I know that we obviously launched this yesterday, and I told you there'd be a small ramp up time, but I wanted to share some great news. Since we've launched this yesterday at 5 p.m., we've received 32 new contacts that came in through the chat. Yep, absolutely. I would love to show you. I would love to show you how that is. So we received 32 new contacts. While I looked a little bit more in depth with the team, we noticed that 15 of them were not customers already. They were not customers already. As a matter of fact, they had detailed questions around what you offer and how they make a purchase. Now, the AI executive assistant did as best as it could, but we do need to connect. I do have some questions I need more answers to. So we'll touch on that. But the great news is that I have a list of people for you to contact back that we didn't get all of their all of their questions answered. Do you mind giving them a call right away? Excellent. And then with the other 17 folks that put in their chat, there were some conversations around how to refer to a friend, if there was any upcoming discounts or promotions. And then unfortunately, you had 3 complaints that came in. Yeah, 3 complaints came in around the experience they had with one particular employee. Yeah, I'll get you those details so you can take some action on that and make things right. But we did get their contact information. They didn't ask for a call back, but it'd probably be best if you gave them a call and just put them at ease that it's being cared for. You okay with that? Okay, great. Perfect. So let me get working on this. I'm going to craft the email up. I just wanted to give you a quick call and let you know what was coming your way. This is not even 24 hours and we're rocking and rolling here. And I want to just explain how and why. So real quick, we're rocking and rolling really well right now because we've added a chat executive assistant onto your website and we made it appealing for them to click on it, right? And we made those tweaks initially. We'll continue to make those. But most importantly, there's 2 big factors here that are driving these conversations. And that's the paid advertising you're doing now and your organic traffic that's coming in. So it looks like we got some people that are coming in from some of your ads that you have the other company running. And then it looks like we have some organic traffic coming in from some emails you sent out and some customers that are frequent shoppers. And somebody did mention you have a billboard. They saw your billboard. I didn't know you had a billboard. That's pretty cool. So we got to get a little bit more in depth, Gail, on these things. But here's the great news. We got contacts, we got traffic, and we got answers. So I'll send that over to you, and then I'll find some time on your calendar so we can connect. Sounds good? Great. Have a great one. Happy Friday. Those are great calls to make. Those are great calls to make. If you agree that that's a great call that you would like to make, go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'll make those calls all day. I will make those calls all day. Let me know if it's just me, because maybe I'm just geeking out. Maybe I'm just really bought into this whole digital citizen lifestyle. Maybe I've just been doing it too long and seen too many positive things from it or just love it so much. I'm okay with you telling me, nah, man, it's only you. I'm okay with it. But if it's not only me, let me know because I don't want to be standing on this island alone, right? But I'll make these phone calls all day long. And I'm if you noticed in my example, I mentioned contacts, right? I mentioned conversations that were had. I mentioned the great, the good, the ugly, right? I let her imagine what the potential was. And then I said, let's get some time on the calendar to answer some additional questions and walk you through this, right? And there's different variations and different styles that you might experience because there's different businesses, right? But if you understand the concept of this, I definitely want you to share your feedback, right? Shout out to Gail. Yes, thank you for letting me use your name. I assume that you allow me to, but appreciate you being okay with it, right? So I want to go into another potential scenario. Let's pretend that Bill Quigley is Dr. Bill, and Dr. Bill is a chiropractor. And Dr. Bill signed up with me for my AI Chiro Assistant. We call it the AI Chiro Assistant. And Dr. Bill is solo practitioner, small office in a small town, but it's a commuter town. So there's a lot of people that come in and out of the town to work or drive by. It's like one of those towns that are in the middle of a busy, busy area. So Dr. Bill's been doing this for 25, 30 years. He's not excited about technology, not a big fan at all. But he listened, he trusted me. He's putting his eggs in one basket to see if I can fulfill on my big, great idea of AI. So Dr. Bill and I get this AI Chiro Assistant set up. And Dr. Bill has, call it what it is, weird hours. He's open Monday, early part of the day, closes for 4 hours, and opens up for 2 hours at the end of the day. Tuesdays is his consulting day where he only takes on new patients and does his consultations. Wednesday is a full day entirety. Thursday, half day on, few hours in the evening. Friday, all day open. Saturday, hours are 9 to 12. And then Sunday, emergency only, right? So he's got a diverse schedule. So my positioning to Dr. Bill was, Doc, you're a solo practitioner. You have part-time help that comes in every so often. You're big enough to do well for yourself and keep the business going, but you're not big enough to have a huge staff and high payroll, right? But you're big enough to get the traffic and for the patients to expect a certain level of service. So with that being said, Doc, I'm going to install this AI Chat Chiro Assistant, and let's see what it does in the sense of one thing and one thing only: setting appointments for you. Doc, I think the biggest thing when we spoke was that setting appointments is a very timely process, especially with those that just want to book the appointment and be done with it versus the ones that want to ask a bunch of questions and take a little bit more time. So the plan for this implementation of the AI Chiro Assistant is to turn on the chat assistant to make it easy for someone that wants to book an appointment immediately. You want to book an appointment? Here's the calendar, book the appointment, plug in your information, and boom, you're all set. And also, it's important that these patients, potential patients, understand the insurance you accept, the different services you offer, so on and so forth. So we've put together a frequently asked question guide that covers insurances, the DRX 9000, any additional treatments or services that are offered, things that are not offered. We're explicit about we do not offer this, this, and this. And what we're seeing right now is that although Dr. Bill has a little bit of a basic website, because he's not a techie guy, he's not really into like the fancy stuff, that the website, although it's not fancy and super techy, still gets a lot of traffic. Because here's why. Dr. Bill has an amazing reputation. He has an amazing personality. People talk about him at holiday parties. He's a cornerstone in the community. He gives back. He's visible, but he's only a one-man show. So people go to Dr. Bill when they're in back pain. They have serious things. So they go on his website. They find out his information, because what Dr. Bill does, he'll put on his website, I'm open today, or we're closed due to weather. Like the back in the days, like he'll update his website every day with what's happening. So his patients and the patient's referrals are used to going to his website, which is great because the website gets consistent traffic. So Dr. Bill continues to update his website, but now the chat widget below to the bottom right is there to empower it. So now we start seeing that the message is updated, but people are clicking on the chat widget. So I give Dr. Bill a call. Doc, saw that you updated the website. Looks like you got some extra hours open today. Cool. I've also updated the AI Cairo assistant to reflect that. Okay. Oh, by the way, Doc, while I have you on the phone, looks like we have 5 people inquire about insurances. And it looks like you accept all the insurances. They didn't book an appointment, and I'll find out why, but they did provide their information for a callback. Here's what I think we should do, Doc. I'm going to create a calendar appointment that they could request a callback, and that'll make an appointment for you and for them of when that callback will happen. So I'm definitely going to need your callback availability. Okay. And now let's say that's that day 1 call. 3 days later, hey, Doc, I made some changes that we spoke about earlier in the week. Looks like you're getting a handful of callback requests. Looks like those are going great. The reminders are going out. I don't see any complaints on that. But also it looks like you got 5 new patients that requested an appointment to come into the office for tomorrow. Just wanted to make sure you saw that, because I want to make sure, since this system's a little new to you, that you don't double book or that you don't decide to take off for whatever reason. Amazing. I'm glad you got it. I set up the notifications so that way it let you know, but I know we're busy and I know we're still in the learning phase. Any feedback or questions for me, Doc, with that? Well, thank you. I'm excited that you're excited and that it's working beyond your expectation. I'm excited for that. Doc, look, without further ado, I'm going to keep an eye on the contacts. I'm going to keep an eye on the conversations. I'm going to keep an eye on the calendar. Keep doing an amazing job. And as I get more updates, I'll definitely email them over and I'll give you a quick call. Sounds good. Boom, click. Right? So this is an example with Dr. Bill that as we learned his flow, we had to make adjustments. We saw that contacts were coming in, but they weren't booking appointments. We added the callback request, appointments started coming in. We made some tweaks. We confirmed that Dr. Bill is aware of the system and how to get in, because this is new. And I want you to keep this in mind. This is all new to people, right? There's nothing like this experience depending on where they're located in the country, their savviness, their interest for marketing or technology. So what's native to you is new to others. So keep that in mind as you're navigating this software as a service experience, right? Think about when a family member might have started using Netflix, right? Netflix before was just like, what is that? Right now it's part of like the household. Like you have like back in the day, any of you remember Blockbuster? Remember Blockbuster? Some good old memories. Fridays was the day with Blockbuster. You go into a local Blockbuster, you find out the new releases, you pick up the expensive bucket of popcorn, some candy, and then you get that like blue, whether it was a cassette or a DVD, kind of square plastic, and you take it to the front and you keep it for a day or up to 3 days. I think it was like a day or 3 days, right? But those were the good old days. And little did we know that like Netflix before then had like these CDs that were partnered with Blockbuster, and they were like sneaking their way in, right? And people got used to it. Then people started adopting it, and then people started to stop going to Blockbuster, and they started using the Netflix service, and then they started using the Redbox service, and they started using the digital service. So I want you to look at high level software as a service and the cloud as an evolution that's evergreen. And what do I mean by that? Me personally, I find myself on the experience level a little bit higher than most, right? And there's more that are higher than me, but I feel very confident. I adapt quickly. I look at things and I can pick up quickly. But there are others that are very in the beginning stages, right? They're very the beginning stages. And they slowly increase, then they stop, and then they increase, and they fast go up, and then they slow down. So everybody's on a different path. But what doesn't change is how you tell a story and how you teach. So I want you to keep in mind, you need a story you need to teach for all different levels. And as you do that, whether it's slowing down your tonality like this, whether it's going a little bit more in depth like I've done before, or whether it's just painting a bigger picture of the before, current, and after for them to really understand. And taking the eyes, the ears, and the written cues are so important. And really, all of that has to do with key performance indicators, because if they don't understand it, they don't value it. If they don't understand it, they don't value it. And value is what we're selling. If they don't value your experience, your intelligence, and your time, you do not have a customer. So we've tied up already a bunch of the loose ends on retention, right? Retention has everything to do with painting a clear result picture of what is happening in their system for their business and helping them understand how it could be better and what you need from them. Let's talk about ascension. Ascension has everything to do with growth. And you won't get to this ascension stage unless you've proven and you've developed the next stage of trust. And what does that sound like and look like? It sounds like this. Customer calls me up. Hey, John, how are you? Hey, what's going on? Rosie, doing well, doing well. Things are going really good, as a matter of fact, and I just wanted to call you to say thank you. Okay, well, thank you, Rosie. Appreciate that. What's going well? Well, like, this whole AI thing I was skeptical about, it was working okay, and now, like, my staff is saying that it's making their life easier and that we're actually getting people coming in from it. And, I didn't want you to make any changes or any adjustments because it's working. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. And, while I have you on the phone, I worked with a lot of different marketing people, and everyone would always sell me dreams and hopes and never come through. Okay, well, I hope you don't feel that way with me. No, no, no. I just want to say thank you because you're really making a difference. Well, thanks, Rosie. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Um, Thank you. I'll let the team know, and definitely, I'm gonna. You made my day. Anything else I can maybe help you out with? Well, yeah. I was on your website and I saw that you guys offer some other stuff, and I wanted to set up a time to have a conversation about maybe this social media thing and this reviews thing. But what do you mean? Well, I know I need to do social media and I know I need, better reviews and I don't have the time to do it. I'd rather have you or your staff do it. Okay, we could definitely discuss that, Rosie. What's your schedule will look like for tomorrow or the following day? Actually, I'm not available till Thursday. All right, I'm open Thursday, so that's good news. What time Thursday? Can we do 2 p.m.? I have a break. Perfect. We'll do 2 p.m. Thursday. I'm going to send you an event reminder. It's going to text you a few minutes before we meet, just because things happen. If you don't mind, you'll jump on my Zoom meeting. We'll go through, what you have in mind. But if you don't mind, you have like 3 more minutes? Okay, great. Rosie, could you really help me understand here just a little bit more so I could prepare? I want Thursday at 2 p.m. to be the best use of your time. Could you share with me what you're envisioning of what you need more of, or what you would like to see more of with marketing as a whole? Well, John, I want to do this, that, that. I see this company doing that. I see that company doing that. And everyone's doing this and I'm not doing that. Okay, sounds good. I got enough to start with. Here's what I'll do for you, Rosie. For our appointment Thursday at 2 p.m., I'm going to put together a roadmap of some thoughts and ideas that I believe that we could implement, whether all at once or in pieces. And I'm going to include there the benefit and the impact it's going to have to the business. So the benefit for your customer, for your staff, for the business, and then the revenue impact that it's going to have for your bottom line of your business, and whether it's for your customers, how it's going to impact their pockets positively by finding out about your business through these different recommendations I'm going to put. Would that be okay? And the only reason I asked, Rosie, because I don't want you to feel like this is some sort of sales pitch or anything. The great news is that you reached out to me. You're looking for more ways to be creative and to grow the business. And I'm more than happy to walk through some examples with you and get that started. Fantastic. Happy Friday, Rosie. I'm going to get that invite over to you, and I'm looking forward to meet with you Thursday at 2 p.m. Have a great day. Bye now. Click. Right. Shout out to Rosie for letting me use her name here. Thank you in advance. I think the biggest thing here for you to keep in mind in that example is you're going to get times where customers are going to reach out to you. And here's why. We're in a marketplace right now that has zero to no trust, right? Zero to no trust. People are skeptical about everything. Is it sunny outside? I don't know. Is it really sunny outside? Right? Is it going to rain? I don't know. Is that really rain, or is that something like there's these whole like in-depth rebuttals and debunking mindset that's out there, this skepticism, this am I getting, tricked? Is this really real? All these things that are out there that people they're like, there's no way this could be possible, right? And I want you to keep that in mind, because you have to always have the positive attitude and think ahead in a helpful, giving manner. Because people sometimes find any happiness or any positive result as this is only a one-time thing. They're just doing this to make me happy. This is part of their plan. Like if you agree with me, if you've been doing this long enough, whether you're in the business or in a business, that it's like, really, like 30% off of that must be a lie. Like, let me know in the chat below, because I've experienced it and I've also been on the other side of it, right? We just have this defense mechanism. We're like, no, there's no way, right? And I want you to be prepared for that. I don't want you to take it personal. I just want you to know that's how society at times thinks, and you might just come across people that think that way. And if not, perfect, right? But I want you to be prepared to accept the enthusiasm and the energy and the positivity, but also give it back when someone may be calling you with, hey, John, look, I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is really what it's all out to be, right? And then you going something like, well, let me pick a name here. Well, Kashif, I'm sorry you feel that way. Totally sorry you feel that way. It's not uncommon though, right? Because a lot of people don't get positive experience right away. Sometimes it takes 30 days, 60 days. But if it's okay with you, I love to jump on a quick Zoom. Whether you want to cancel this or suspend it, whatever you decide to do is on you. I support you 100%. Relationship over transaction. Okay? That's my belief. That's what I put first, relationship first. But I want to show you a few things that we've been building upon and some ways that we could continue to build upon it if it's okay with you. And I don't know if you got my last email, but I did send some reporting over. Did you have a chance to look at it yet? Oh, okay. I sent the email to so-and-so at Gmail. Oh, you didn't receive it. Okay. Do you mind going into your spam folder or your social folder? Yeah, do that really quick. And oh, okay. Oh, now you see it. Okay, great. Oh yeah, no, this is what I thought you saw this already. That's why I was like, why is Kashif calling me, with this lack of belief that this is working? Yeah, no, I'm glad you realized that, Kashif. I'm happy you realized that. Yes, here's what I do come across. Sometimes we bank on technology to do the job the right way the first time, and sometimes with spam filters and things like that, message doesn't come across. So one, I'll make sure to call you when I send this out. But I think what you might be missing out on is you might have forgot how to get into the app. Because I remember you're not really a computer guy that likes to be in front of the computer all day. So I'm going to help you get on the app so you could see what I see in real time. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, there's always improvement to be made. Great. So let's jump on a Zoom. I'll walk you through it. Oh, websites. Yeah, we help with websites too. Why did you bring up websites? What sparked that? Oh, somebody called you telling you that you need a new website. I understand. Okay. Well, I mean, look, we could always use a new website. Like we could always use a new car wash, a new haircut. We could always use something new, right? Absolutely. Here's what I like to do for you, Kashif. I like to jump on that Zoom. Let me do a little bit more further research. Let me see what I could potentially find that might have sparked them to think you might need a new website. And then we can really put a plan together. But I think what's first and foremost is for you to understand how to use the AI assistant and how to make sure you stay on top of it so you can see the results I'm seeing. And then we can talk a little bit more in about expanding into additional services, right? Because you know my philosophy by now, relationships over transactions, right? And sometimes it hurts me in business because I don't always ask for the sale, but I rather ask for the trust. So let's connect. What time later today works for you? 2 p.m. Okay, we could do 2. So I'm Eastern. So 3 p.m. for me, 2 p.m. for you. Okay, great. I got you. I'll jump on the Zoom and we'll connect at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Kashif, thanks for calling. If it wasn't for your call, you probably would have thought this wasn't working as well as it is. But we'll get you some clarity and we'll get you up to speed. Is that okay? All right, man. I'll see you in an hour. Later. Bye-bye. Click. Right? So these are examples. I'm trying to give you real life examples that happen, right? People are getting pitched all day. Oh, you need a new website. Oh, you need a funnel. Oh, you need reviews. And you know when you're doing a great job when they call you after. When they call you after a sales call that they might have believed or might have found to be valuable and they call you, that means you're their person, right? That means you're their guy or gal. That's my guy. I got a tech guy already. Hey, you need marketing? Nah, I got a marketing guy already. Oh, you need marketing? Nah, I got a marketing gal already. You just fit yourself into that title as their person. And that really, if you put relationship over transactions, the ascension is a takeoff like an airport runway. It happens every 7 minutes, right? New airplane takes off, maybe even sooner, but you're taking off consistently with your customers because they trust, know, and believe you're the right person to help their business. So ascension could be organic. It doesn't have to be all planned out and salesy and pitchy. It could just be right time, right place, right feeling, right? And all of that combines with growth, right? If you retain customers, you ascend customers, the true success of it all is staying connected. The relationships you have on text are different than the relationships you have in person versus the relationship you have on Zoom versus the relationship you have on the phone versus the relationship externally out of the state or country versus in person around the corner. Your kids go to the same school. There's different levels to this relationship flow, but it really doesn't matter if you're giving value, coaching, and you have the best interest of their business in your heart, mind, with an organized plan, and you have an organized strategy that you're referring back to. You're not winging it. You can't wing it. If you're winging it, you're going to stop flying. So it's important within the first 2 weeks of retention. Well, I put 2 up before, but first 2 weeks of retention, you need to have a couple check-in phone calls. It's going to feel at times a little overwhelming. You're going to feel like you're bothering, but the more is better than none. You'll have to find your balance. You're going to do the check-in text. Now, all of this you could do through high level. If you activate your lead connector, you activate your text SMS, you validate your campaign, you could do this through high level. You could actually set up to be automatically with custom values, your custom messaging, all of your automation set up. And then you could also do the email nurture campaign, all preset automatically. And I say all of this because this communication, consistent communication, is the success of growing and keeping customers. Now, I want to walk through up here that's really going to make a big difference in how you navigate your customers and how your customers navigate their customers, right? So I'm going to share my screen here in a quick second. It's got to load up this new browser. And what I'm going to show you revolves around notes and tasks. And I'm going to show it to you from the agency view, agency perspective, and for your customers, right? Getting your customers to use this feature as well is important. Let me share my screen here. All right. So I'm in high level right now. I'm in my sub account. And I want to go to the contacts tab. And I want to use this first contact here. So I open up this contact. And in the contact tab, there's two important areas. That's the notes section. Click on notes, add notes. So these are the notes you plug in here. These notes stay. They could also be used as part of custom values, right? So you want to make sure that you are adding notes to your customers. This is your CRM. You got to make sure you're adding notes and updates. Now, what's really nice about how high level is set up is that you have, the chat thread that's happening, any activities that are happening within the chat thread, any new opportunities. So pretty much this is like your log. You have a nice log here. And then another area I want you to be aware of is the tasks. So let's say this here is, right, and this title is send info, send client packet for reviews. I'm going to assign it, click save. That's assigned to an internal staff member. And then as they complete it, they could check it off. And then that goes in my log, right? So tasks and notes are important for you, but it's also important that you go over it with your customers. So that way they're training their staff or you're training their staff on how to communicate and make proper noting, right? Imagine you call up, someone that you do business with, right? And they ask you a bunch of questions and a bunch of, conversation is happening, and then they don't take no notes. And they're like, oh, I'm going to transfer you to the next person. There's no warm transfer. Then the person gets on the phone like, oh, I don't have any notes about it. There's no notes on that. What do you mean there's no notes? We've been talking for 20 minutes about this issue. They didn't leave any notes? No, I'm so sorry, sir. No notes. So then what did they talk to me about? And what did they do with the information? I don't know, sir, but let me ask you the questions all over again. Right? So it's about having the notes, right? And again, maybe that example is too extreme, but like notes are important. Like you don't want to memorize this stuff. This brain is designed to be taking action, not to be memorizing every little thing that you're doing. So you want to make sure you're dumping the information in the notes so that way you, your team, your contractors can get in there and know and pick up where you left off. And while I'm here, what's nice about this area here is that we have activity. Now in this section here, the activity is empty. I want to give you another example of another activity log that'll paint probably a little bit of a better picture, right? And let's say, let me see if there is a better one. So usually, I don't have any good ones here, but usually this activity will show what website they went to, what they clicked on the website, if their information came in from a form, if they went to different parts of the website. So this gives a nice overview with the AI chat widget of where they're at and what they did, right? Then you have your tasks, your notes, your calendar is embedded. So if I want to book an appointment for someone here now for the onboarding or the sales calendar, I don't have to go to the calendar tab. I don't have to move windows. I just do it here and it syncs with everything. If I want to create a contract, request a signature, add or upload, I can do so. If I want to ask for money, if I want to charge them now, if I want to add a subscription, want to send an invoice, I could do so right here. No other areas to go. Right here, right now. And this is the convenience. And this is important for you to know and feel comfortable and confident with so you can tell this story and help your customers understand that, look, you signed up for the AI chat assistant. It's a great tool. But when the information comes in from that tool, here's what you need to do thereafter. This is why it's important. And here's what I will say to you, that sometimes, depending on where you're at in your personal business journey, it's probably better that you record some Loom videos or some Zoom videos and save it and upload it to a YouTube channel. And you could feel free to keep it private, but you could use those videos and send them to your clients. So that way you're not bombarding them on a 2-hour meeting or an hour meeting. You're sharing drip information as you go, and that drip information retains longer. So, yes, you can send them a 50-page PDF on here's how, who, what to do, when to do it. Will they read it? Depends. You can send them an hour-long video. Will they watch it? Depends. But if you send them a 3-minute snippet, most likely they'll read it, they'll watch it, they'll understand it. I want you to look at short videos like text messages. Look at sending short videos like text messages. If you send a short video, the open rate increases. If you send a text message, the open rate increases. If you send an email, may not get to them, may not open it, may not take the time, right? But if you send a text message or a short video, right away. And that's important for us. In our industry, it's important for us to get them right away to understand and take action. And I want to share that nugget with you because if you give a handful of guidance in advance, the customers end up staying longer and trust you faster. And being in the trust business, putting relationships over transactions is much more important than anything else. Let me repeat that again. Putting relationships over transactions is more important than anything else. I'd rather fire a client because we don't get along well than continue to take their money and be miserable or them talk bad about me, right? You are in control of the relationship. Now, I don't want you to go out there firing clients. Absolutely not. But I want you to respect your time, your knowledge, your worth. And as you respect it, others will respect it more of you. And then you evolve. I mean, some of the best customers I've had in my personal life, whether it was working for large companies in the past, the 2 large companies I worked for in the past, or starting my own agency in the past, is those customers became friends. And although sometimes I avoided their calls or I was like, here we go again, they always paid their bill on time. They always were open to initiatives and ideas, and they always had a growing business. And because of their business was growing, they passed on referrals to me consistently. I always got a text message. Hey, John, I got a buddy of mine, my brother, my sister, my friend, my cousin, my neighbor. Hey, I want you to meet them. Thank you. Right? Because we built trust relationship over transactions. So I hope this information helps. I hope that as we are going, as we're going on this journey together of really balancing human interaction, expectations, and technology, that you personally have a future look of what to expect. And as long as you know what to expect, you can lead the way. That's like, hey guys, I got this. Follow my lead. You have to have that mentality. Because here's the thing. Results always will vary. We have some people that they do a lot of money using high level as a service. And we have a lot of people that talk a lot that don't have a lot of money coming in because of the service they offer. And a big gap is execution, knowledge, and retention, follow-up sales. Like it's a whole recipe, right? You need the whole recipe to make the meal delicious. So I want you to keep that in mind, that it's not just one thing you do that makes everything great. It's a combination of everything you do consistently that makes everything great. Now, what does that have to do with the challenge? And what does that have to do with the last 5 days? Here's what it has to do with it. I gave you the foundation, the structure, the guidance, the personality, the experience, the communication that our course could not do because it's a recorded course. This live, we've been working off of what we've been engaging together here. So it's different. but what I've given you is only as good as what you do with it. So my ask of you is to go back to your recordings, go back to your notes, go back to your plan. If you haven't created one, create one today. But there's no better day than today than yesterday to get that plan in place, prepare for tomorrow, to ascend for the following day into weeks. Because if you don't do any of that, my friends, you're just going to have another shiny object that you're paying a monthly fee for. And that's not what we want. So I want you to, whether it's to grow your business, hone in onto what High Level could do and how it could do it. Jump to help.gohighlevel.com, get in there, study it, jump on to speakwith.us success, connect, conversate, get help from a live agent, superhuman, right? And play with the system yourself with your mouse and get in the mix, right? And then you'll have everything you need to go to the market. Now, if you are a digital marketer now, well, you know what you know. It's go time, right? And maybe you took 1%, 5%, or maybe more than 50% from this, but you got to make it your own. You have to know it and you have to go to market. So without further ado, congratulations for making it to day 5. You made it. And if it wasn't for you, I'd be doing this alone by myself. So I'm glad that you were able to join me. I met a lot of new great people here. I appreciate all of you that are active in our group. Appreciate you that shared your feedback, positive, constructive strategies, best practices, encouragement. It is greatly appreciated. And what my ask of you is to stay in contact, but stay on the right path of getting it done. So look, we have a beautiful day ahead of us, whether it's morning your time, afternoon, evening, whether it's Thursday or jumping into Saturday. The day is yours. Make the best of it with a plan and taking action. Welcome to High Level. You're in the right place at the right time with the right software, and it's exciting to say that you've made it. You've completed the 5-day challenge. Now, you may have not gotten that first sale yet, or maybe you have. If you have, shout it out loud and let us know. And if so, and if not, and if it's in the making, definitely keep us in the loop. But we are done for today. Congratulations. It's a pleasure to rock with you, pleasure to know you. And I'm excited to see you on the other side and hear your success stories, see new friends and family that come into the High Level because of you, and make a business out of this challenge that you took on just because you were curious. Till next time, we'll be in touch. Take care.